which one or two franchises villains could have a better future in time for the time for General Public, who will be unremembered, and who will have a better future time for box office. I think stuff like that. By the time everybody come out to the theaters, which I think, in my opinion, should that because then, in my opinion, since I do know Marvel, in my opinion, do got good villains coming up. Sound like X-Men. They got Doctor Doom coming up. They got Kane coming up. But the things that I'm worrying about dealing with those characters is like I'm worrying about Marvel, DC, and everyone else. That's what I'm worrying about. Because the storyline for Kane and Ant-Man was John the Major was a good actor who brought it out from him and stuff like that. But the thing is, in my opinion, it's like I didn't I didn't like the way they just use him. Because in my opinion, you supposed to be like the big bad. He shouldn't be doing all the heavy lifting. I think, in my opinion, it should be like somebody else doing it. But just I don't know who's supposed to be doing it and stuff like that, hard work and stuff like that, which I don't know. Stuff like that, in my opinion, it was supposed to be him, her, somebody else. I'm not sure who's supposed to be doing it, who is. And that's kind of like my opinion, stuff like that. What I think about time for like villains, Marvel, DC, Star Wars villains, because the thing about Star Wars and Ray movies, shoot, I don't even know who's supposed to be the villain, what puts the story behind it and stuff like that. And that's the kind of thing I'm worrying about, everything else like that, which I'm not sure about the villain for Star Wars, everything else like that, which I don't get. Dealing with some of the announcement they made, because they said supposed to make a Ray Skywalker get her own story and her own movie. It was an article on it and stuff like that, but shoot, I probably got to find that article. The kind of thing, bring her back, in my opinion, just as a different character and just a different person. I think, in my opinion, which would, like, in my opinion, just bring a whole new positive to the character, in my opinion. That's just me. I I could be right. But if in my opinion, it sounds like a good character overall. In my opinion, it wasn't a good character overall. Cause like episode, I like her. Episode 8 and 9, she was too OP for her own good, everything like that. She was outminded Kylo Ren. me, kind of like the thing for me where I learned about time for Star Wars, Marvel, and stuff like that. Then with this, like I'm scared. My opinion is that the Disney people, in my opinion, did not learn from the mistakes of the sequel trilogy and just not erase it. Which I think, in my opinion, everything else like that, which I'm seeing from because I think I seen from them stuff like that. It seems like it from me, in my opinion, is that they not learning from their mistakes. I think, in my opinion, they not learn from it because they want to go by their own thing. They think they right and stuff like that, which is kind of like the worst thing possible. I think, in my opinion, like I'm going for attitude and everything else like that, in my opinion. But everybody's different. Everybody's different, in my opinion, stuff like that. What they want them to see. Because like the thing for me, in my opinion, which I want to see time for Marvel, DC, everything else like that, is like shoot. So like in my opinion, shoot. I want to see, in my opinion, if Disney know how to take their mistakes and make it better for the fans and everything like that. And that's kind of like the thing for me. And that's kind of the thing for me, which I'm scared of dealing with them. Because we know Disney is stubborn about changing stuff. But the thing about for me, Mandalorian season 1 and 2 was good. It was good, like in my opinion. Uh, the only thing for me, which I learned dealing with school, everything like that, and dealing with Marvel, DC, everything like that, it's like Disney, in my opinion, would not evolve and change unless they're forced to. In my opinion, they got to be forced to change and stuff like that. And kind of like the thing for me, in my opinion, which I do see and know most of the time, they're dealing with the franchise, everything else like that. It's like for me, right, in my opinion, it's like shoot, because like then, in my opinion, which I'm seeing time for, it's kind of like for Marvel, DC, and everything else like that, which I'm seeing time for the franchise. If you're gonna see a franchise, stuff like that, that puts me good. Please make the franchise good. Every time like that, it's time for like Marvel, DC, and stuff like that. And that's kind of thing which I'm scared of dealing with them because like the other thing for me, in my opinion, the other thing for me which I'm scared of dealing with Marvel, DC, and stuff like that is something like for me, in my opinion, it sounds like the Star Wars I'm afraid of. It sounds like this Disney, in my opinion, just might put their politics before a good story and stuff like that. And kind of like the other thing for me, which I learned from what Disney might do, might not do, because shoot, we all know that dealing with Disney. Because we all know, in my opinion, dealing with Disney and stuff like that, and the deal with Disney is something like Disney, in my opinion, a set formula, and they will stick by that formula. Their from their from episode 7 was good, but in episode 8, when the Steelers fell, episode 9 still was the same with a little bit of changes. But the thing about Disney, it's not like they might need to learn how to go outside their box time for live action Star Wars and stuff like that. And kind of like the other thing for me that like in my opinion and stuff like that, because like that for me, in my opinion, stuff like that, it's time for like Disney, Star Wars, and everything else like that, which I think could be good. I'm like Disney Star Wars. Disney Star Wars is not my problem. My problem, like in my opinion, this deal with Disney. It's something like that, me in my opinion. Deal with Disney. It sounds like the Disney company itself like to blame the fans, and you can't do that because the thing about for me, if you want to blame the fans, that's gonna be a bad. That's gonna be that's gonna be a bad investment in the long run when the company do that. In my opinion, but I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. And kind of like the other thing for me, kind of other thing for me, which I want to see, but just I might not see anyway. It sounds like the company of Disney changed the way they do this stuff, which I think, in my opinion, could be good, could be bad, and stuff like that. But that's just me. And kind of like the thing for me, in my opinion, which I want to see, they're dealing with the Star Wars family, which I think, and kind of like for me, in my opinion, and stuff like that, is kind of like the other thing for me, right? Which I see in time for Star Wars, everything else like that, is like for me, it sounds like for the Star Wars stuff that I see, because Star Wars stuff I see, that's what I want to see and stuff like that, is like because think about me, if they can show like a Sith turn from the dark side to the light, or he can just go his own way, and just how he went to that realization, that will be a real good thing, which I think, in my opinion. But the thing about for me is which I do know, like dealing with Disney, everything like that, it sounds like Disney might not be able to go that far with their violence and stuff like that, which I think, in my opinion, could be bad, good, and stuff like that. But everybody is different. The top, everybody's different, and that just me, and that just me, in my opinion. What that's what I like seeing, and stuff like that. Like I'm talking Star Wars, Marvel, and stuff like that. And kind of like for me, my opinion, and stuff like that, is like for me, right, in my opinion, like for some people might like it, some people might not. But the thing about for me, which I do want to see, that time for Marvel, DC, and time for villains, it is like I just hope that Disney, in my opinion, just don't kill villains after one movie. They can at least have them for at least about two or three movies, which I think, in my opinion, will be a good thing. But some people might like it, some people might not like it for saying it. And kind of like the thing for me, in my opinion, on stuff like that, is like the thing about me, which I learned that could be, could not be, and stuff like that. But it just depends. It just depends, in my opinion, how y'all like it, how y'all like it, stuff like that. And that's kind of like the thing I want to see. Be, because the thing about me, because I think for me, which I like most of the time, like deal with Marvel, DC, and stuff like that, is and kind of like the thing for me, in my opinion, which I do want to see time for like the franchise or Star Wars, is like they need Kathleen Kennedy to start interfering. That's just me. You might not like me for saying that, but the thing about for me, if I was Kathleen Kennedy, I would just check over him. I would look over him. But the thing about for me, it sounds like Kathleen Kennedy don't need to go by the story. I think some of that. Unless it's something real bad in the story, which you, in my opinion, disagree with. I understand that, but besides that, no. Because but the thing that which I learned from like this, they deal with Disney. I think Disney and Marvel could be back on track as long as Secret Invasion is good. But the Marvels look like, in my opinion, it's gonna be a bad thing, which I think, in my opinion, and that just me. That just me because like Secret Invasion stuff could be good. Because that just me, in my opinion, and stuff like that. Because Secret Invasion thing could be good, which I think, in my opinion, and that's just me. Because because like Secret Invasion stuff that I'm seeing from the trailer, it looks serious. It don't look like, in my opinion, it's gonna be a lot of jokes. It's gonna be stakes to the movies and stuff like that, which I like. And the thing about, for me, in my opinion, with a Star Wars that I was hyped for, which my hype kind of dumbed down, is this show right here. This show right here had me hyped the first time that it was announced and stuff like that. But the thing about, for me, which I keep seeing, like I'm trying for announcements, everything else like that, it sounds like, in my opinion, how can I say this? A kind of hype thing that died down is when I hear the director say supposed to be in between Frozen and Kill Bill, and those two sentences should even be those two movies should even be up at the same sentence. Unless Kill Bill was gonna be a musical, that's the only way. But besides that, no, which don't make sense, in my opinion. It don't make sense to have Frozen and Kill Bill for an acolyte show. Was supposed to be by Sith and Jedi students going their own way, but I don't get why. I don't get why a director would say that. Which I don't get the reason why a director was saying that the movie was supposed to be Kill Bill and Frozen combined together, which I don't. Which I don't get the reason why it's supposed to be like that. Everything like that. We could have had an article on it. Let me find that article. And because that Ray movie thing kind of died down my hype too for the Star Wars franchise in the future, which is kind of the worst thing in the world for Star Wars brand to be going down kind of for hype. Because the thing is, you want the hype to grow, not dumb down. Because like season 3 of The Mandalorian seems like it's different than season 1 and 2. But it seemed like by the rumors they had Catholic interference some stuff. And kind of like the other bad thing for me, kind of the other thing for me, which I think could be a bad thing or a good thing, but I'm not getting how some of these people are supposed to be these same stuff, which I think, in my opinion. And that just, and kind of like the bad thing about it for me, which I know about stuff like that, like time for the news. I think I found it. And kind of like the other thing for me, like what I see stuff, and but I don't get how these Star Wars, Marvel, and everything else like that, which I think could be bad or good, and kind of like the thing for me, which I do think, in my opinion, could be a good thing, could be a good thing or a bad thing, but which could be a good thing or a bad thing. But I am worrying about, in my opinion, about the franchise as a whole. In my opinion, be could have think about my opinion stuff like that, like two, testing 1 2. and dealing with the Star Wars stuff, which I think could be a good thing. But the other thing for me, which I'm worrying about, is like shoot, I am worrying about, in my opinion, about the Ray movie. Because they might mean the Ray movie, in my opinion, disappointing. Disappointing announcement. About it's like the Ray movie and stuff like that. Let me see. Shoot.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Wait, that should be there. Let me see. Oh, what's up?
Can you hear me?
If for you, yeah, yeah. You
Okay.
see this title about the Ray? You see this title talks on the Ray movie could be coming in 2025. Why? They just can make a whole new character for that movie. What wrong with that? What wrong making
It's
new characters that could be different than Ray?
it's just there's a fan base out there that I guess is still fans of Ray that they think they can bank on.
But they
I don't know.
can't because but they tried it
The real
last movie
fans don't want it. The
because
real
they
fans
lost
don't want
money.
it, but
They
this
lost money in
generation will.
marketing and they lost.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying
get
there's a.
how these people really could think that this movie, yeah,
Am I lagging or are you
yeah, I
lagging?
understand that.
Am I lagging or are you lagging?
But this article talks on.
Can you hear me?
No, it's not you. That's me.
Oh, it's you that's lagging?
Um, yeah, yeah. And this article talks on looking from yet a new vision. That's not a new vision if you bring in an old character back from the. This talks on Lucas Film event, another London-based celebration con in London. I wonder why. Because all things.
You're lagging hardcore. Oh, we lost him. We lost him. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Hopefully he can get back in here because he's the host. I don't know. I don't know at this point.
I don't get. I don't get the word rework because think about for me, which I don't get. If you supposed to be reworking a universe, that mean do episode 8 and 9 don't count, or did just a whole new Ray? I don't get it. It don't make sense. It don't make sense in my opinion to have rework on your stuff if you don't even see um you probably gotta click that link again. 'Cause I can't see you. Because like thing for me, which I don't get is everybody just keep on saying talks on rework this, rework that. But the thing that I'm not getting, if you supposed to be like reworking the universe, wouldn't you just erase certain movies just to get the fan base behind your project? In my opinion, because the thing about my opinion, it sound like in my opinion, I was like in my opinion, I was like whole lot of hope that Star Wars just will erase episode 8 and 9 from canon and just say episode 7 count and just build a Rey character from there. Build up build up the Rey character from there and everything else like that. And that would have been a good thing for you for me to see. If people could see like the Rey character for themselves and everything else like that. That just me in my opinion what I would do. Everything like that. It sounds like on the Ray character and stuff like that. It's like for me, if I was building a Ray character, it sounds like I would have Ray start off as the Wanderer with Finn, and just have Ray, in my opinion, run into a veteran Jedi that a Jedi didn't want to be found, but the thing is, my opinion, he just reluctantly trained her, just knowing that the Empire still might find her and stuff like that. He trained her. He just trained her reluctantly. They get close. They save the universe and stuff like that, and they start training the next Jedi people, everything like that, which will be a good thing in my opinion. But which I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. That which the thing for me, what I will be happy to see if they can. Which I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing. But the thing about for me, which I'm scared of, it sounds like if they might have bad, bad writing. That's the thing for me, in my opinion, which I'm scared of. Bad writing. Because the thing, you can have like a good character, good actress, good settings, everything like that. If the writing is bad, oh man, if the writing is bad, time for the story. Oh man, so you gotta have problems. And that's kind of like that for me, which I'm scared of time for the Jedi stuff, the Jedi stuff and Jedi settings. Be, be, because the old prequels and the original trilogy already set the rules. Therefore, some of the Jedi stuff, if some things had changed, everything like that, with different groups of Jedi's, I'll be glad to explore it. But that's what this means. Just have good writing. That's it. Just have good writing just to explain the whole thing. That's all I'm saying. Just have good writing to be able just to explain the universe stuff. And that would be a good thing in my book if they can have it. If anybody want to come in, just click the link and plus I'll be glad I'll bring y'all up. But it just was the lag from my thing that just been that got me out, stuff like that. And kind of like thing for me and then my Ray character, I don't in my I don't hate the actress. She's not the problem about the character. It's like the company. It's something the company, in my opinion, don't want to. In my opinion, it don't want to. In my opinion, um just want to do rewrites on her character, and just say the stuff at episode 8 and 9 don't count. That's just me. If they just would do that, just say the red character just for episode 8 and 9 don't count, and plus, in my opinion, it's just a whole different flair and stuff like that. That'd be a good thing, in my opinion. But the thing for me, in my opinion, which I'm scared of, in my opinion, like just just dealing with the universe and stuff like that. In my opinion, it seems like people be hating most of the time. Everything else like that, which I think, in my opinion, it's kind of like a bad thing, bad, good, everything in between. But but the thing for me, in my opinion, and stuff like that, is like for me, in my opinion, it seems like the universe of Star Wars seems like they don't want to do it and stuff like that, which would be a bad thing in my opinion. Which kind of be a bad thing in my opinion if they can if they cannot remember the rules of Star Wars, everything like that, was a bad thing from Disney because you- when you look at the universe for episode 8 and 9, be, because it seems like they forget um when you got to control the dark side and stuff like that. It's like you got to make sure that you got control of the light and the dark to make sure that you don't, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. But the thing for me, which I'll be glad to see, I will be glad to see, in my opinion, if they can actually make a good movie. That's not the Ray movie. But then for me, it's not like they got to make the Ray character better in the movies. Because like the Ray character that we got in episode 8 and 9 was not good. It had her OP without explaining how she got OP and stuff like that. Because that's what the least was Luke Skywalker and Anakin, and at least that you knew it was DNA and stuff like that dealing with that. It was DNA and everything else like that, which I think it could be happening. But but the thing about me, in my opinion, which I think could be good or bad, in my opinion, is like for me, in my opinion, I think the bad thing could be not a good story and stuff like that. Just not a good story. It could be happening, in my opinion. But the other stuff I learned about, like I'm time for the franchise, everything like that, Star Wars, it sounds like the fans leaving and just not coming back. Because that just me. That that's just me, in my opinion. That's what I'm scared of doing with stuff like that. It just kind of like the franchise, like the thing which I do. Hear the scenes sound like the Star Wars franchise that's go down in flames, and just for the fans to say Tom something is not good enough, and that's kind of like the bad thing. And that's kind of like the bad thing, which kind of like good and bad at the same time. And and kind of like the bad thing. like the thing for me, it's time for like the Star Wars fandom and stuff like that, which I think could be a good thing. But the Star Wars fandom, the OGs of Star fandoms know the rules of things. They know the rules. They know everything. They know the lore. They know the lore of certain characters. But it seems like, in my opinion, that the new Star Wars people don't want to respect it, and that's kind of like the bad part of it. It sounds like you got to respect all the fans in a way, because anybody, I respect the new fans, but that's what I also respect the older fans, which I think, in my opinion, could be like a detriment to me just being in the middle. Because think about it, when you up in the middle, you see the good in both. You see the good in the new, you see the good in the old. And the kind of thing about me, it sounds like the old niche, which I think could be a good thing. Um, and kind of the other thing which I want to see, like time for the Star Wars franchise, is like for me, um because they got Star Wars stuff in the past when they just could go, and that's kind of like the bad thing about it, because they got the bad Star Wars stuff. Star Wars stuff. They got Darth Bane. They got the Old Republic. They got their own thing, top of the New Republic, and that's kind of like thing that kind of confused me. Because you got good with bad in between. You got the comic books to go by, but that's what this means. If you want to make your own lore, I'm good with that. And this sounds for me. You want to make your own lore, I'm good. I'm I'm good. I'm good with people making their own lore and stuff like that. But the thing for me is like, shoot, I'm not good with new lore with disrespect to old, which you shouldn't never do. Which I think, in my opinion, because think about you can make your own characters, which I think, in my opinion, which is kind of like the bad thing to do, which I think, in my opinion, is and that's kind of like the other thing which I like seeing and stuff like that, like time from Star Wars stuff. There's something like in Life of Marvel. I'm scared for the X-Men villains because we got Magneto, we got Mr. Sinister, we got let me see. But what was that villain with the X-Men Destiny? Shoot, he was that villain X-Men Destiny of the game, and he was a good villain too. And kind of like for Marvel, should they probably find a way to make him. They probably find a way to make him the bad guy, which I think, in my opinion, they would. Which kind of be the bad thing about it, but the other thing is different about it, which I think, in my opinion, is, and kind of like the one thing that I learned about time for the villains is like, shoot, I learned about, in my opinion, if they gonna be able, in my opinion, because the other thing I learned about is, shoot, I learned about, in my opinion, if they gonna be able to, if they gonna be able to make their own story without Catholic killing interfering. That's just me. Because y'all probably say I'm hating and stuff like that, but shoot, I learned about, in my opinion, if they got me to make their own stuff without people interfering. And Charlie, the other thing for me, in my opinion, which I think could be a good, bad, and everything else in between, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing, but Shoot, I think in my opinion, if Kathleen, in my opinion, get does get in the way, it could be good as episode 1 or 2. And that's kind of like thing I am afraid of because we know for Disney, it's something get popular, and and it's some my opinion that the company didn't help make it popular first. They will try to put their hands in it, and season 3 is showing the Mandalorian. It's like this stuff is not the Disney stuff is not working when they actually try to interfere and stuff without good writing. And that's kind of like, for me, in my opinion, could be a good or a bad thing. But the thing about for me, it sounded like the Mandalorian was their best Star Wars series going on before the season 3 come out. But season 3, episode 1 and 2 is not bad. That's what I've seen with this Mandalorian series so far. It seemed like, in my opinion, it's the build up to the Mandalorian and stuff like that. That's just what I'm seeing. But it's just that if I'm wrong, anything like that, then somebody probably could come here and tell me if I'm wrong about that. But it would have seemed like it to me. It could be a wrong thing to me, in my opinion. But and like for Marvel, right? If they make an X-Men movie, they need to start with the Sentinel program and put the build up of it. I think some of that, and just fight and some like the issues that interfere, talking about the issues of mutants and stuff like that, which I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing. Which I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing for some people, could be a bad thing for others. And kind of like for the one thing that I think could be good or a bad thing for others, but shoot, I'm worrying about, in my opinion, if they can make a whole new universe deal with the Mandalorian, just with new characters, and just build spin-offs off that, but they can't do it off the character this season. It could have seemed like, for me, if they try that, that's gonna be a problem. They're trying to make a spin-off series off a character this season, unless it's all. Which I think, in my opinion, that if y'all like the Mandalorian series so far, y'all can put in the thing and the kind of thing that y'all like about it. Y'all can tell me down below the stuff that y'all like about it and the stuff y'all do. Because the thing about the stuff I do like about the Mandalorian series is like, shoot, I do like it. It's not too much jokes coming from him. I'm glad that Mandalorian is still a serious character, but the only thing that I don't like, shoot, it kind of seemed like it to me, in my opinion, is that they're not taking it. It seemed like, in my opinion, it's not Mandalorian. It seemed like it's something else. It might be like another character and stuff like that, but it seemed like to me, it's not another character. It's another character and stuff like that, in my opinion. But that's just me. I could be wrong, but it seemed like the tone is different this season than it was last. But the thing is, you still can see a little bit of the Mandalorian tone and stuff like that. In my opinion, it's like you still can see it, but um, and kind it seemed like in my sense they try to change the tone of it into the Disney formula thing, but that's kind of like the backwards way of doing it. Because think about it, if you look at it, making it the Disney way of stuff, that's kind of like the most backwards way that I think that I will make the product because the way making the product is not working, in my opinion. It's not working making it Disney way because like episode 8 and 9 has show is that what I was playing and trying to do the Disney way do not work. Y'all can disagree with me, y'all can agree with me and stuff like that, but it's up to y'all. And kind of like for the Marvel stuff, sensitive program that by President Kelly, by his this conference stuff that what he think of them. They did by the Brotherhood, Magneto. They do Sinister Six, the Sinister. No, not Sinister Six, but Sinister, Mr. Sinister. And they can do like Wanda coming back into the X-Men thing, just saying that his daughter is Magneto, everything like that. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. But everybody different time for stuff like that. Because if you look at it, Wanda is the X-Men. Y'all can like it or not. But Wanda Scarlet Witch belonged to the X-Men universe. But she was the X-Men. She was also with Avengers. Good thing comes for me. And kind of like the last thing, because the last thing I want to talk about this while I leave is like the DC villains. The DC villains I want to see in the future is Dark Side. I want to see Brainiac. I want to see Lex Luthor. I want to see like Superman villains, um, Mongrel, Dark Side. That put the Avengers level threat. I want to see Wonder Woman come back. I want to see Aquaman come back. I want to see Shazam come back, but there's a different actor, the same one. I don't care. I also don't care. My opinion, it's the same actor, a different actor. Um, in my opinion, I don't care about that, but everybody different time for the actor. But I'll just hope that he don't go crazy again on Twitter like he did last time. I'll put it on social media, say everything like that, offer criticism because think about I learned that criticism comes from everywhere. Everything else like that, because you try to worry about everybody. Criticism or anything like that is that you won't even be able to be happy with yourself. You try to worry about everybody else, and that's the kind of thing I didn't worry about. That just means because I didn't worry about the villains. I didn't worry about my opinion of my opinion that's the kind of thing for me that I didn't worry about because thing for DC is like some of DC smaller villains could could be like higher villains in Marvel and stuff like that. And kind of like my prediction is like I think the Raid show or movie is gonna be rewritten at least a couple of times, in my opinion, and put the Acolyte show. That Acolyte show might get a new director or some like the Bill Direction show might be rewritten or changed. That's another of my prediction. And for the Acolyte show could be good, but that's what for me it might not be good because of the writing. It might be good because of the actors or actress what they pick, in my opinion. And like for DC, like my prediction, I think Dark Side, Brainiac, and plus I think Green Arrow coming, and plus shoot, I think that some of the Teen Titans coming, and plus like in the future, shoot, I think that um I think some of the Teen Titans coming in the future. Plus shoot, I think that Denver Scare show is gonna be good. It's gonna be a B plus to an A, in my opinion. That's kind of like my other predictions where I think that it could be. And kind of like my other one, which I do think some new heroes might be coming back, in my opinion. And that's kind of my prediction for DC, and my prediction for Marvel is in my opinion, I think Kang is gonna be good. I think Loki might be coming back inside the MCU, the main MCU. My third prediction is I think some new heroes and some older heroes might be coming back inside just an MCU universe. And plus my other and plus my other prediction from back and plus my other one, I think that they might that would put up. Shoot, I got my Discord link up.